Um, Namaste everyone, good evening. Let's all welcome Ganesh ji for today evening session and let us start with the Sunday meditation class. Thank you Ganesh ji for being here today.
Thank you, Harika. Thank you. Welcome, friends. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Friends who are on Zoom, we invite you to switch on your cameras if you can and give us the gift of your presence. We welcome the gift of your presence. One of my favorite teachers, the most favorite teacher I have who's taught me everything is Dr. Newton. But other than that, one of my very favorite teachers is Thich Nhat Hanh. And he was asked what to do when you are suffering with a loved one, or when there is a conflict. And he said you can call out a mantra, and that mantra is, you can say to your loved one, darling, I'm here for you. Darling, I'm here for you. And the loved one says back that, darling, I know you are there. So for the next hour that we are together, you can be your own darling. You can actually take your left hand, put it on your heart and say to yourself, darling, I'm here for you. And with all the love for your own self, just come in this present moment, because we're going to talk about Buddha's path today. Sowing white seeds is the topic, and we will take some of Buddha's teachings. And most important for us to fully absorb, we would love for you to be fully present. So you can, as many friends as possible on camera, and the more people we can see, the better. Friends joining on YouTube, warm welcome to you as well. I'll speak for about 20 minutes and 15-20 minutes, and then we'll meditate for about 25-30 minutes. So welcome Nilima ji, Deepak ji, welcome. Amrita ji, thank you for switching on your camera. Gaurav ji, welcome to you. And Kochuma Dhavi ji, thank you. ANPH, I don't know what your name is, ma'am, but that seems like a short form or some acronym, but welcome to you. And Manan, warm welcome to you as well. I can see all these friends on camera, and the more friends we see on camera, the better. So some of Buddha's teachings came through a great master called Atisha. How many of us have read or, yeah. So today I thought we'll share just some snippets. And I have some notes here that I am looking at as I'm sharing with you. But Atisha had some preliminary truths preliminary ideas, and Atisha actually came up with these 7 key points for mind training. This monkey mind actually can bring a lot of misery. Buddha said, Dukh hai, there is suffering. He said, there is a reason for suffering. Dukh ka karan hai. And then he said, Dukh ka nivaran hai. That there is a reason for suffering and there is a solution to this suffering. And in a way, what Buddha had spent all of his life was to find that path beyond. He was looking for the path to nirvana, to beyond this misery and this suffering. So, our mind is really a barrier. It is the barrier because, mind surrounds us like a film. It's like a movie film that we are surrounded by. And this movie is constantly going on, 1,000 thoughts a minute, on and on and on. And we remain engrossed in this movie. We are fascinated by it. So the moment we realize that the mind could actually be the cause of a lot of the misery, a lot of the suffering, and no mind is the door. Atisha said, no mind is the door. Actually, Atisha calls no mind as bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, which is a Buddha mind and Buddha consciousness. So today we will meditate and we will practice and we will look at being in a state of no mind. There are some other guidelines and some other points that Atisha has shared, which I am sharing with you before we go into meditation. Atisha says, think of all phenomena like dreams. They are like dreams. Whatever you think that when we are sleeping, we think we are dreaming. Actually, whatever we are experiencing in a state that we call so-called being awake are all dreams. He says, all that you see, all that you experience, all that can ever be experienced. And I'm reading from some of Atisha's teachings. All that can ever be experienced is all phenomena, not only objects of the world, but also objects of consciousness, objects of the mind. You are always the seer and never the seen, always the experiencer and never the experienced, always the witness and never the witnessed. This is another realm of existence. First, objects will lose the objectivity, then subjects will lose the subjectivity. So this is another, says no mind is the barrier, and says become present to the fact, think of all phenomena, everything happening around us is a dream. And then the next guideline, and though friends who, if you want to make some notes, you can do that. It's very powerful learnings from Atisha. Atisha says, examine the nature of unborn awareness. When you start to come in this state of, no mind, you actually become so aware, so present. And says, shake yourself into as full alertness as possible. So aware, so present. Now you will see that there has never been a birth and there is never going to be a death. That thoughts are like clouds. They are impermanent. They will come and go. The sun will rise and set. Friends will come and go. Truth is, Atisha says, truth is, anything that is impermanent, life, so-called birth and death also comes and goes, right? You're born and then you're no longer there. This is actually, when we go beyond that, and that's really the teaching, that we become so present, so aware, that we only, Buddha said, beyond that impermanence, everything, that which is unchanging, everything changes, everything is impermanent, anicca. That which is beyond change, that is really what we seek. And even the remedy to tame your mind, or, not to even cling to the remedy. And really, the three poisons that Buddha talked about and Atisha talks about are aversion, attachment, and indifference. Aversion to whatsoever you dislike. You don't like it. We are averse to that. Attachment to whatever we like. And indifference towards that which we either like or we don't like. In September last year, I went for 10 days for Vipassana. I had a lot of difficulty in Vipassana before this last trip, because a lot of things were surfacing for me. And I experienced some very blissful moments. I did not feel like ending the Vipassana experience on the 10th day. And what really was happening was, these three poisons were converted into, Amrit, or they became medicinal. The poison became the medicine. They got converted through that experience. That through the practice of meditation, through the breath, through feeling the sensations, we are really going beyond aversion. Gaurav will allow you to share in just a bit. Yeah? Many people are actually joining still. So, we generally are living between these three poisons. We are averse to certain things. And I felt even I was averse to the idea of sitting for 6 hours in meditation. Or I was, averse to any pain in my legs when I sat with folded legs. Or, I was not, there was aversion. I don't like this. But when I keep sitting, after a certain point, that pain goes away. That I become a witness to that pain, and I actually am beyond that pain. Then there is also this craving, this attachment for a certain sensation. that I'm averse to this pain, so let me move my leg now. Oh my God, no, I cannot sit here like this. So I will move my leg, and I'm craving to move my leg. And so I'm either in aversion, I don't want this, or I want this, or I'm indifferent. It doesn't matter, I don't. And we actually have the ability of sowing white seeds, of transmuting these three poisons through our breath. We can actually take in all the suffering, all the pain, because we are trying to resist. No, we don't want this suffering. We don't want this pain. This person, this situation is so difficult for us. And we want this other situation. And what is happening in another country or where there is war, I don't care about. I'm indifferent also. So either we are living in aversion, or we are craving for something, we are attached to something, or we are, indifferent to certain things. We can all, as an exercise, take a moment or two and think about right now, what do you not want? What do you don't like? What do you not like? What are you averse to? And in this very moment, just think about one thing that you are averse to. And in this very moment, you can also think about what are you craving for? What are you attached to right now? Are you attached to being a spiritual person also? Are you even enlightenment could be an attachment. And I want to be enlightened. I want to be doing this. And what are you indifferent to? I don't care about what is happening in, let's say, another country. There is a war, or what happens in the election. Indifference is a great poison we carry. So I'm going to read some more here. Atisha says, how can these three poisons become three bases of virtue? Bring in quality of compassion. If you learn the art of absorbing suffering. So today's meditation, we will breathe in all the suffering, all the pain that there is in the world. And we will breathe out love. We will transmute it through our heart. It is actually alchemy. We will practice Buddha's alchemy. So we will not breathe in all the love, all the beautiful things. We are actually going to do the opposite. We will breathe in. When we breathe in, we'll take in all the suffering. He says, bring in the quality of compassion. If you learn the art of absorbing suffering, how can you be repulsed? You can't be repulsed by suffering. Then you are not running away from suffering. How can you dislike, be attached, indifferent to anything? How can you be disliked, be detached, or indifferent to anything? If taking in suffering unconditionally, absorbing it in your heart, and then instead of it pouring blessings, the poison is transformed. Instead of the suffering, we breathe out the blessings. We breathe out love. And we actually do that. The poison is transformed into nectar, and bondage becomes freedom. In this moment, you come to know this very body, the Buddha, this very earth, the lotus paradise. We are in Buddha bodies. This is a Buddha body. We actually are all living Buddhas, unrealized. With a bodhicitta, with a Buddha consciousness, we can actually transmute, transform. And this body is the Buddha body. And this earth that we live in is the lotus paradise. It is that lotus flower. All the mud, no lotus. All the mud, all the suffering, we transmute. And Atisha says, train with phrases in every mode of behavior. Says, you have to learn to function in bodhicitta, in Buddha consciousness, with a Buddha no mind. In all kinds of situations, marketplace, the monastery, during meditation, outside of meditation, along with friends and with enemies. You are in bodhicitta with your enemies also, those who dislike so much. It doesn't really matter. Now you have transformed that. And that is really where a lot of the suffering is coming from. So friends, Gaurav, you wanted to ask a question, and before I share a little bit more about sowing white seeds. Yes. You're muted, Gaurav. You're still muted. We can't hear you.
Gaurav I muted you, but we can't hear
Yeah,
you.
now he's coming on. Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, namaste. Thank you. Thank you for this very powerful transformation session and this theme. I was contemplating about being indifferent. So my question there was, I was totally in your words, and it occurred that these are the three states of minds. Where the mind will be, one of these three states would be active. But for me, the question came up, then where am I if I'm not in all these three states? Raga and Dvesh we call in Hindi attachment and aversion. So understandable, neither this nor that. But then you face the third front of indifference. Now, being indifferent is, how do I differentiate between it and being a witness? And in a way, it's a subtler form of aversion in a more passive way, if I might put it this way in words. So being indifferent is, I can witness something, and does witnessing has a different quality than being indifferent?
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. You
Yeah.
know, in English, there is an expression called euphoria and another expression called depression. I am so sad and I am so happy. Beyond being euphoric and being depressed, beyond being so happy and being so sad, when you walk in the middle, when you become a witness, you are in a state called bliss. So beyond happiness and sadness, beyond the duality of dark and light, there is bliss. So this poison that we are talking about of aversion, so indifference is also not coming from compassion. It is not coming from, a bodhicitta. A bodhicitta or a Buddha consciousness is going to have compassion. It's going to be, it's full of compassion. It actually transforms. All indifference will bring suffering also, just like aversion and attachment. And as I continue, you will have maybe more answers to what you are looking for. But what does it mean to sow white seeds? And since today's session was on sowing white seeds, so thank you, Gaurav, and we'll come back and we'll see how you feel after I finish. And I want to be mindful of the time where, already half an hour. Oh my God. Harika ji is so accurate with, she knows exactly how things are going to be. So I have to. So how do we sow white seeds? What does sowing white seeds mean what does it mean to actually be in this? It says, Atisha says, begin the development of talking with yourself, breathing in misery and breathing out love. You will have to start with yourself. Don't avoid, distract. If you are feeling miserable, let it become a meditation. If you are feeling miserable, let it become a meditation. Sit silently, close the doors. First, feel the misery as much as possible, with as much intensity as possible. If someone has insulted you, feel thankful to him that he has given you an opportunity to feel a deep wound. This could be from the past, from the present. He has opened a wound in you. He may not be the cause of all the suffering, but he has triggered a process. You will start remembering all men and women who may have caused that wound. Example of insult. You will start reliving that and just be yourself. Whatsoever the pain of it and whatsoever the suffering of it, let it be so. First, experience it in its total intensity. If you can experience it, this is of tremendous importance. In my initial experience with Vipassana, I could not be on my own. I was suffering. I had the fear of being alone. And I suffered every time I thought that I would be abandoned. I was abandoned. I was alone. And I had to face the suffering. I had to experience being alone for prolonged period in a very beautiful way. I was able to connect with my own divine, with my own Buddhahood that resides in all of us, the potential, the Bodhisattva. So that potential, but we have to go through our suffering to get there. To go through the suffering of being alone, to know that that is actually that we are not alone and that there is something greater. If you can experience it, it is of tremendous importance. Then start absorbing it. Don't throw it away. It is such a valuable energy. Absorb it, drink it, welcome it, accept it. That's what happened. Feel grateful to it. Say to yourself, this time I'm not going to avoid it. This time I'm not going to reject it. In our meditation now, we will practice this. I'll drink it and receive it like a guest. All the suffering that I go through, I receive it. This time I will digest it. It will take a few days, but the day it happens, you have stumbled upon a door which will take you really far away. It will take a few days. Many of us have suffered in a relationship, in a business, with health issues. And we have done everything to avoid this suffering. Avoid. We are averse to this. We are attached to something beyond this suffering. A new journey. So the day you actually fully absorb this and take it in, you have stumbled upon a door that will take you really far away. A new journey has started in your life. The moment you accept the pain, its energy and quality changes. The moment you accept the pain, its energy and quality changes. It is no longer pain. One cannot believe that suffering can be transformed into ecstasy, that pain can become joy. We'll actually experience bliss. Beyond euphoria and depression is bliss. Beyond happy and sad is joy. And that is really the experience. And Atisha says, when evil fills the inanimate and animate universes, change bad conditions to the Bodhi path. And a lot of these words are also coming through Osho's interpretation and Osho's beautiful sharing around Atisha's and Buddha's teachings. It's called the Buddhist alchemy. All evil can be transformed into the Bodhi path, the path to become a Buddha. all evil can be transformed into the Bodhi path, the path to become a Buddha. Evil is not against you. You just don't know how to use it. Poison is not your enemy. You just don't know how to make medicine out of it. So beautiful. Poison is not against you. Evil is not against you. Poison is not your enemy. You just don't know how to make medicine out of it. Actually, I think Osho has said this. Evil read backwards is live. Actually, L-I-V-E. E-V-I-L-L-I-V-E. Life can become evil and evil can become life. This very strong judgment that we have. And so the message from the masters is do not resist evil. Know that opposites are not opposites, but complementaries, inevitably joined together. So remain choiceless. No aversion, no craving. Remain choiceless. The art of transforming suffering, pain, evil into something good is the art of seeing the necessity of the opposite. The necessity of evil, the necessity of suffering. Light can exist only if darkness exists. We go from duality to oneness. Then why hate darkness? Life cannot exist without death. Then why hate death? What is the meaning of life if we hate death? It cannot exist life without death. Death is the contrast, the background, the blackboard on which life starts twinkling like stars. So beautiful. Atisha's teaching, the great master Osho sharing some of these insights. That he says death is the contrast, the background, the blackboard on which life starts twinkling like stars. The saint is possible only because of the sinner. The saint is possible only because of the sinner. They are two aspects of the same coin. The holier than thou existence is actually not the truth. Seeing this, one is neither attached to good nor attached to bad. One accepts both as part and parcel of life. In that acceptance, you can transform things. Only through that acceptance is transformation possible. And before we meditate, what is this meditation practice? We are going to breathe in all the suffering, all the pain, all the bad, all the things that we felt were wrong. And we are going to breathe out love. We will transmute it through the heart. The Buddhist alchemy will be at play here. We breathe out love. We breathe out, there's a complete acceptance for what is, and we are able to transmit it. We are going to be a witness. Before you can transform suffering, you will have to become a witness. If you are a witness to your suffering, you will be able to absorb it. It becomes identified with, if you become identified with it, you cannot absorb it. The moment you become identified with it, you want to discard it, get rid of it. So it is so painful when you're trying to get rid of it. So this time we're not trying to get rid of suffering. We're saying we breathe in suffering and we breathe out. We're breathing in the poison. We're breathing out the medicine. We breathe in all those judgments, all the evil, all the suffering, and we breathe out. We transmute it and we breathe out all the love and all the positive. So friends, I think we're ready for meditation. I want to share that I always resisted suffering. I wanted pleasure, not pain. And I thought that, when this topic, I was asked to share a topic, I asked one of my other great teachers is my wife, Dr. Preeti Kohli. She taught me everything about meditation and I learned everything from her. She brought me to my masters and teachers in Dr. Newton. And I said, I have to do a meditation class. And she said, sowing white seeds. How can we sow white seeds? Our thoughts are taking us in many directions. We can actually practice this. We can transmute it. We can sow fresh seeds. We can be on the Bodhi path, on the Bodhi path. So if you have questions, we will take it after the meditation. If you are ready, I would love for Harika ma'am to begin playing some music for me. And we will begin with the meditation. If you're wearing spectacles, you can remove your spectacles. And please confirm that you can hear us all right, the music, as well as you can hear me. Wonderful. Gaurav ji or Deepak ji, just confirm you can hear the music and me with a thumbs up. Wonderful. Excellent. Bring yourself, bring this mind to the body. 3 deep, long breaths. Coming completely into this present moment. Becoming a witness to the incoming and outgoing breath. Breathing in, I watch my breath. Breathing out, I watch my breath. Your normal, natural breathing pattern. Thoughts will come and thoughts will go. The breath will stay. Friends will come and friends will go. the breath will stay. The breath is our best friend. From the time that we are born till the day that we live, our breath is always with us. Just be with your best friend, with your breath. Watching for the next few minutes every incoming and outgoing breath. Your eyes closed. Turn inwards. Sitting with nothing to do. Just be. Just be a witness. Be a witness. That's happening. Be a witness to your breath. Every incoming and outgoing breath. All of it. we experience deeper and deeper states of awareness. Silencing the mind. No mind is the door. Bodhicitta, the Buddha mind, the Buddha consciousness. Bodhicitta. No mind. Just with the breath. You can now breathe in all the suffering, all the pain. All the evil that you see around. And let your heart transform that energy The heart is a transforming force. Transform it into bliss. You can breathe out love, bliss, joy. Taking in all the suffering through your in-breath, all the bad, all the darkness. Transforming it through your heart. The Buddhist alchemy. Breathe out love, joy, peace, bliss. Three more minutes. Practicing the alchemy. Notice how all the suffering, all the pain turns into bliss. Peace, joy. Last 2 minutes. Completely with the breath. 1 minute. And now breathe in gratitude. Fill ourselves with gratitude for this gift of life. Breathing in, we fill ourselves with gratitude for our parents who have given us this body, this life. Fill ourselves with gratitude for those who have helped us. Breathing in, we fill ourselves with gratitude for those who have hindered us, who have been indifferent to us. Those who showed kindness. Become grateful for those who have been unkind. Because all together are creating the context in which Buddhas are born. They're all helping you become a Buddha. As I count from 10 to 1, you can slowly get ready to come back. 10, 9, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, bringing back the Bodhicitta. Bringing back this peace. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Rub your palms, cup your eyes. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Okay, thank you very much. We want to just share, unless you have a question, happy to take a couple of questions. But I want to share that all that we have learned is from Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi, and they are living Buddhas. You can come and be in the presence of a living Buddha. They have many programs that are happening at the QLU campus, at the Quantum Life University campus outside of Hyderabad. including 6-day retreats, 10-day soul coach training programs, Vanyamitra programs. They're also doing 2-day workshops this year in Mumbai, in Ahmedabad, in Pune. They're also doing a 6-day retreat in Lonavala this year, next year in February, March. So their work has touched tens of thousands of people in 140 different countries. And I welcome all of us to continue on the journey, to come to the Quantum Life University in Vikarabad, outside of Hyderabad, as well as come to Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi's workshop. Vineet Kaurji, thank you. Excellent. Thank you, Vineet Kaurji. Any friend has a question as we end the meeting? Okay. Wonderful. Harika ji, thank you for facilitating. Very grateful. I miss seeing some of the friends on camera, but at least we got 2-3 friends come on camera. That's great. And maybe next time we get to see the other friends who had joined also. But over to you, Harika ji.
Thank you so much, Ganesh. So, friends, anyone wants to share your meditation experience or ask any questions, you're most welcome. And as Ganesh has shared, we have many programs at QLU. And we have Dr. Lakshmi's birthday coming on May 6th. We are celebrating it on 5th and 6th through plantation because she is like Mother Nature. She loves nature, and she is the one who designed all the vanas at QLU in sacred geometric structures along with Dr. Newton. Dr. Lakshmi is like goddess of nature. So we call it Prakriti Divas on May 6th. And we invite all of you to join us on May 5th and 6th this coming month. And join us. And if not possible, wherever you are, you can always send your wishes to QLU plants, cows. And last year, May 6th, we have done a ceremony. We have entered the new Goloka, which has been built for 108 cows. And this May 6th, all the cows are going to go into their new home. And it's going to be a celebration for all of us. So please send your blessings and wishes to all the cows and the plants here and everyone. Remember, and just send your wishes. And any other program, the Family Constellation Retreat is coming up, Past Life Regression Retreat and 2-day workshop is coming up at QLU. And there are many other programs Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi are conducting all over India. So you can get all the details on our website. Thank you so much. And it was an amazing session, Ganeshi. Thanks a lot. It was something very new, very insightful, and it was very helpful for me personally. I'm sure all our friends have gained a new perspective on how to look at suffering and take it as a gift, as a blessing. Thank you. Thank you, Ganeshi. Bye-bye. And friends, we will meet next Sunday with a new trainer, another trainer, and new insights. Thank you.